start deep. I'm gonna start deep. I'm sorry. I just pulled. These are the cards. The cards. I mean, it's like tarot. I just came when it came, so I think y'all can handle it. Should black people stop using the N word? Ooh, yeah, that's what I'm saying. If anybody who has a glass of wine, maybe take a sip and talk on it.
Can I start?
You can absolutely start.
Because I was just having this conversation with my white friend who was asking me, if we don't want white people saying the N word, why is it in so much of our music? And I had to bring it back, like take a step back, because I was like, black music was created for black people. I actually didn't know that white people listen to black music until like recently.
Oh,
like,
so I took my son to the J. Cole J. Cole concert, and we were like one of the only black people there.
Yeah,
you said J. Cole.
J. Cole.
Wow.
Only black people there.
Yeah,
Yeah. So it was shocking to me to know that white people were really the main ones consuming this like trap music, rap music, and stuff like that mostly uses the N-word. I think using the N-word is totally appropriate for black people. I think people outside of, if you're melanin, I can't see that you're black, you shouldn't be using that word.
So I think I have the same conflict, because I don't care if they do or if they don't. It's to your preference, because some people don't like to use it, some people do. The problem comes in, like, I have white friends that grew up in urban neighborhoods.
Right.
So they feel comfortable because they, grew up around all black people. Mm-hmm. One of my white friends feels comfortable, and because she has a mixed child, she feels comfortable using the N-word.
That mixed child thing definitely gives people certain rights that they think that I don't think that
but
they
just
should have.
because,
But go on.
because you took some black pipe doesn't mean.
Oh, that's what wait, okay.
It doesn't mean that it gives you the okay to, use the N-word. Yeah. So for me, it's to your preference. I don't think that you shouldn't use it, but I will say sometimes it is overkill in the music. Sometimes it's overkill. But what I don't like is if you're using it to the term of slang, like we're having a conversation, that's
right.
my N. That's cool, but like I said, sometimes it's overkill. Yeah.
But you do ultimately think it's okay to be used.
Yeah, I ultimately think it's okay. I mean,
I think it's definitely okay. I think growing up in households, I've heard it all the time. It's literally like a part of like our vernacular, how we speak, how we refer to each other. Yeah. But I actually know other black people who are like, "Ow, she says that word a lot," and I'm like, like, is that a problem for you? But she was raised that they didn't say that in the house. Right. So different people, different strokes for different folks, but I'm saying you shouldn't shame the people who do say it, because like I can tell you, being around just family, friends, people.
It could be a word of endearment. Like, as a matter of fact, I have to feel very close to you as a person, as a man. I don't use it with women, but if you were like a guy in my life, if I get to the point where I'm like, are you serious? And I use the AG, NAGGAH. It is, we are at a certain point, like we're like this. So it honestly is a word of endearment, as crazy as that may sound, just like some women may call each other the B word, because that's your girl and you feel safe doing it. I mean, I don't use it a lot, but I will say that it does come out.
My household didn't really use that word, so but then I moved to Baltimore. And I'm from Louisiana, and I moved to Baltimore. I was just like...
And you became a nigga.
I was like, man, everybody's using this word all the time.
Welcome to B-Boy.
And I was like, man. And, I even started, I need to stop that, because it didn't even feel right. I was just
But
like...
did it feel freeing?
No, it didn't. I was like, what? This feels like... But it's almost like... I feel like... some people really understand the different dynamics, but if we're really talking about, internal policing of the word, I think it should be what we make of it as, terms of endearment.
Yeah.
Even whatever we want it to be amongst ourselves, but I don't think it should be used externally.
External, no.
I just feel like we shouldn't use it as a derogatory statement towards
I don't ever hear black people use it as a derogatory statement.
No. Fine, it's a prime example. Let's say that daggone you have one of those children of your mother or mother of your children. You know what I'm saying? That I don't like using the word baby mama because to me, that's a negative. That has a negative connotation to it.
Yeah,
You feel me?
yeah.
So the way I look at it is just like they'll say, "Oh, your daddy's a sorry ass."
Okay.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? That's when
Agreed.
it becomes derogatory.
Yes, agreed.
So it shouldn't be used in that fashion.
Yes.
Now, if you're using it as a term of endearment to
Our familiarity.
your partners, your
Yep.
friends,
Yeah.
your people, then yeah, that's cool.
I gotta
Other than
agree
that,
100% on that.
I think that when people question using the N word, it's again, that decision is based on our looking at things through the white lens, which I think that we do. So when white people start using it, because they ask the question, if they use it, why can't we use it?
Yeah.
And so a lot of black people's answers have been, well, then we shouldn't use it. And I'm like, why does the decision that what we do within our community
Has to
be
lie on
based
them,
on
yeah.
what white people think? Because what I tell people is there are privileges that come with being in a club, in a community, right? So I can call a girlfriend a B word, but a man can't call a girlfriend a B word, right? Because we
You're
are
not
the
a part
same.
of the club, yeah.
And just like I have a lot of friends in the LGBTQIA community, they call each other all kinds of things that if I said it, would be offensive. But they're in the community. But the difference with me is that I feel no great need and urge to use it and do it.
Yeah.
So that's what I want to say is, why do white people feel so need? Why do they need to say
use
it
it so
so
bad?
They feel.
They want to,
They
that's
wanna be
perfect. They
included.
want to be included.
And it's not even just the white people. I would even say
No, it's
Latino
everybody.
people.
Yes.
Oh, more than anybody.
are a big, big people who want to use the N word so bad.
But see, they don't offend me as much.
But they do. Do you remember when? And I don't think I'm dating myself. But do you remember when? No one bat an eyelash from Big Pun or Fat Joe.
Oh yeah.
saying it.
No.
But J Lo said it, and
It was a
song,
problem, and
it
she's
was
the same.
a problem.
Yeah,
And,
and
you know,
The
people
I'm
like,
Real song with Ja Rule.
yes. So she said it, and
Niggas are not your niggas, Kirk.
but everyone has a really big problem with it, and it's funny because it's like, well, is it because she's from pop? Because if she was from hip hop, because Cardi B says it.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. I believe
But
hip hop.
Cardi B, people argue that she's black, so
Well,
I don't.
I'm going to argue that.
Typically,
I'm
she's
going.
not.
Well, I don't know, because I'm gonna argue with you there because she is half black.
She is half black.
Yeah.
I didn't
Some.
know.
So I'm from Trinidad, and some of her family's from Trinidad. Trinidad has all types of people: black, white, Asian. They have all different colors of people. However,
Get my.
she can. I feel like so that's where the argument for me will come in because I don't have a problem with the Hispanic community using it. I don't.
I don't either.
I don't either. 'Cause
I don't either.
Technically, all of us came from.
We're all brown
And we
people.
all made
Well,
sense.
and then that. But see, that goes into like that.
The thing with the Hispanics using it, to me, I feel like and I had a Latino or Hispanic friend ask me, I have black people that are cool with me saying it. Why aren't you cool with me saying it? I'm like, because, well, you can use it in the positive light, like camaraderie, but you will never hear that word in the negative sense and feel as affected as a black person would.
Now you know what? That's a point. They don't have the historical
That's just how I
relevance.
feel.
That's a really,
Like,
really
you
good
just wanna
point.
hop on and use it for the positive and how it makes you feel like to talk to black people. I don't think it's a necessary part of their vocabulary.
But we made it where when people were, because one of them, I remember when Jay-Z was on Oprah a long time ago. None of y'all probably already saw it. And he talked because Oprah was offended at the use of him using the N-word. And she was like, "You're so intelligent. I so admire you. Only thing I don't like about you is that you use the N-word." And I remember him talking about how they took ownership of it and power and said, "You're trying to use it against us, but now we're out here making billions of dollars on it." And I respected him for saying that. But now, but that he did that, it made it so, he gave access to it to everybody in a way. But I
Think so?
I don't think he did, but some people do.
Niggas in Paris.
In Paris, yeah.
No, it's a whole album. The whole album is called Niggas in Paris, actually.
Oh,
And the
exactly.
concert, 'cause I went to it.
They call it. You can call it Fellas in Paris, and she'll play
Really?
Yeah, because it was something on TikTok where white people were having a hard time asking to hear the song.
Yes.
So they changed it.
Neighbors in Paris, fellas in Paris.
Right.
So once you make something mainstream, can you still be offended by the use of it?
You know what? I think other races of people, to be honest, Jewish people, if you were to start using derogatory racial terms on Jewish people, you just watch how fast.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody's trying to say, oh, well, why can't we use it? Like, oh, we're the ones that are allowed to do it.
But they're
And
not
then-
making music with the song in it. They're
So
not
what?
using.
It doesn't matter. Okay, so maybe they should.
Right.
Like, it's not that they can't.
Right.
But it just so happens that in their culture that they don't. Yeah. And it's not like their music is the one that's like commodified globally, like the way African American music is. So what I'm getting to the point is that like, I'm not necessarily, saying that they should use their words. I mean, everybody in group, either in the group or you're out the group.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think that sometimes people, for whatever reason, feel like it's okay to co-opt anything that's black.
Anything that's black. Anything.
And people don't do that for other types of folks that come from different backgrounds, and it's a racial matter.
Well, do you think that's because they owned us as a people?
No,
that
I think
people
it's
feel
because
comfortable?
people just think that, I don't even think it's that. I think it's that a lot of black people don't gatekeep their own.
Or not.
We don't get.
Or not only that. I mean,
That's what I'm saying.
Who wouldn't want to be us?
We're the blueprint.
We're the blueprint for
I think
everything.
there's
Like Jay-Z, like we all
I think there's sometimes some gatekeeping that has to happen on certain things. Like,
I agree.
It's like, let me say, some of y'all invited to the. It's like, why are they invited to the cookout?
So no,
Because
I'm
here's
sorry.
what's so
I
exciting.
gotta
Like,
argue with
why
that.
have you done
No, I gotta
Not
argue
this
with
cookout when
that.
it comes to the N-word.
I gotta argue with
Listen.
that. They can't say the N-word, but some of them can come to the cookout because they're cool. I'm sorry. Some of them can come to the cookout because I feel like
Just pick one you
I
want.
just feel like
I don't know.
in this day and
No, you can pick
time,
anyone you want.
the culture is the culture. Whether we invite them to the cookout or not, they're still gonna steal it. So if they're cool, let them come to the cookout.
Sure, but
But
that
I don't
word's not
want
just
that
a
to
part of this
cook out.
culture.
I don't
That is
want
They don't gotta
different
bring
than
no
the rest of the
food.
culture.
They don't gotta bring no
But
potatoes
here's-
out of raisins in
Hold
it.
on,
I don't want no
hold on,
potato
hold on, hold on.
salad.
They don't
Hold on.
gotta bring none.
Hold on. Is the culture black or is the culture hip hop? That's the question. Because hip hop doesn't have a daggone pigmentation behind
You're
it.
right.
It does.
You're right.
No.
Hip hop culture. I'm gonna listen, chat. No,
I'm telling you, I'll take you all the way back.
Hip hop culture does come out of the black experience.
It comes from the black experience, but
Yes.
hip hop is hip hop. Hip hop is not black. Hip hop is not white. Hip hop is not orange, blue, pink, green. None of that.
Hip hop is black.
No, hip hop is hip hop.
Dance hall reggae is not Caribbean.
Yeah.
Just 'cause